Yes, I'm back again. How are you? Hope you've had a good week. Well, you remember the last 2 weeks, we've been reading about Norman the goldfish. Remember? Not Norman. And then Norman, one amazing goldfish. Norman, one amazing goldfish, right? And Norman and the boy were pretty good friends, right? Right? But, and a pet can be a really good friend, right? But what about people? Do you have a good friend who's a person and not a pet? People do, right? This week we're going to read a book called Evelyn Del Rey is Moving Away. When a little girl called Daniela and her best friend Evelyn have to spend their last day together before Evelyn Del Rey moves away with her family. Oh, friends, right? It's really hard when they move away, right? Now, are there stories of friends in the Bible, you think? I betcha you know about a boy called David, a shepherd boy. Remember? And he killed a Philistine with some stones, right? Remember? Twirling a slingshot and throwing and hitting Goliath right in the forehead. What was that giant's name? Do you remember? Yeah, I'm sure you do, right? Goliath, right? Goliath the Philistine. And David then became a member of the king of Israel's court. He played the harp and he became best friends with the king's son, Jonathan. In fact, I think David and Jonathan are probably the most famous friends from the Old Testament, right? And what about the New Testament? Do you know of anybody? Who were Jesus's friends? We know about the 12 disciples in that group, but did Jesus have any other special friends? Well, there are 2 sisters and a brother who live in Bethany, just outside of Jerusalem. And they are pretty good friends with Jesus. Jesus used to stay at their house whenever he was heading into Jerusalem. And their names were Martha and Mary and their brother Lazarus. And you're going, Lazarus, Lazarus, Lazarus. That sounds familiar, right? Why does that sound familiar? Well, if you know your New Testament stories, Lazarus was the person that Jesus raised from the dead, which just gave the leaders in Jerusalem another reason to think, oh, we've got to get rid of this guy, right? He's getting way too popular, right? But that's beside the point, right? We're reading about friends today. So let's read the book, Evelyn Del Rey is Moving Away. And try and remember what I told you about David and Jonathan and Mary and Martha and Lazarus, because there's going to be a quiz at the end to see if you can remember. Okay? Talk to you later after the end of the book, right? Let's read. Evelyn Del Rey is Moving Away. Written by Meg Medina and illustrated by Sonia Sanchez. Now, there's an American poet named Sonia Sanchez, but this Sonia is an illustrator who lives in Barcelona, Spain. Evelyn Del Rey is my mejor amiga, my numero uno, best friend. Come play, Daniela, she says, just like she always does. Just like today is any other day. So, I bundle up and cross the street. A big truck with its mouth wide open is parked at the curb, ready to gobble up Evelyn's mirror with the stickers around the edge, her easel for painting on rainy days, and the sofa that we bounce on to get to the moon. She's waiting for me inside the iron doors. Then we climb the steps 2 at a time, just like we always do. We sneak past grouchy Mr. Miller's door, and we wave to Mr. Sue, who's feeding pigeons from the hall window. Senora Flores gives us each a cookie and says, "It's the big day," when we walk by. Our apartments are almost twins, just like us. That's why I already knew all the good places for hide and seek, and the spot behind the heater where we keep our special finds. But the walls in Evelyn's room are sunny yellow, while mine are pink like cotton candy. And I live with my mommy and a hamster, and she has a mommy, a papi, and a cat. We are mostly the same, just like our apartments. But not after today. We find a still empty box near the door. In no time, I am a bus driver steering us all over the city. We play until the tables that were bus stops are gone, and the beds that were skyscrapers have vanished too. When we look around, everything has disappeared, except us. Soon, the truck outside rumbles off, and there's a knock on the door. "Hide!" we say, giggling, just like we always do. But our mothers see us before we can slip away. "Time to go," Mommy says. Evelyn and I hold hands in that wide, empty space. We lean back and start to spin in circles, faster and faster, until everything is a blur around us. Our fingers slip, but we don't let go until we wobble to the floor. We can talk every day after school, I tell her, though the world is still whirling. And you can visit me this summer, she says, and spend the night. But I know that tomorrow everything will be different. Evelyn will be in a new home that doesn't match mine. Before we leave, I spot something in the corner, left behind in the dust. It's the last of Evelyn's sparkly stickers. We go downstairs, and I press a heart on her cheek to seal our promise. Then she does mine, just the same. We say, "Patata," while Mommy takes a photo. We do our secret handshake one more time. And then Evelyn hugs me hard. Evelyn Del Rey is moving away, so she won't be right here anymore. Mommy says not to be sad, that we will both make new friends. But when Evelyn waves one last time, the sticker still on her cheeks. I know she will always be my first mejor amiga, my número uno best friend, the one I will always know by heart. The end. So, Evelyn Del Rey moved away, and Daniela was left behind, right? They no longer lived next door to each other, right? Do you think they kept in touch? Remember they said, oh, she could come, Daniela could come stay, visit them, and sleep overnight, and yeah. And did you notice the last picture? Daniela has grown up, and she's sitting looking at what? Letters. And reading them again. I suspect that means that she and Evelyn Del Rey are still best friends, and they kept in touch by writing letters. And those can be a little bit even more interesting than sending texts, right? Because, you can just take them out and reread them. You ever send a letter to one of your friends? Maybe you should, huh? Right? So, why do you think we have friends? Huh? Do you suppose that friends are another gift that God has given us, right? Friends who love us and like us just the way we are. To remind us that, oh yeah, this is the way it's supposed to be, because God loves us for just the way we are. And our friends should too. So, are you ready for the quiz? Let's see. Okay, here's your first question. Who is David's best friend? A, Samuel. B, King Saul. C, Jonathan. And the answer is, yeah, you're right, Jonathan. Question number 2. Okay, next question. Jesus had some special friends. Were they Martha, Mary, and Lazarus? Or were they Martha, James, and Peter? Or was Jesus' special friends from Bethany Paul, Timothy, and Barnabas? And the answer is Did you guess right? Yes. Martha, Mary, and Lazarus. Good job. You listened carefully. Bye. See you next week.